Hello, welcome to my studio. Come in. Tim Hailand here in my studio in Bushwick in Brooklyn. I live in Manhattan and I work in my studio in Brooklyn. I actually don't shoot my work here. I shoot most of my work outside in the world, traveling a lot, and I edit my work and contemplate my work and edit my work here. These first images are some images from the statue series that I was working on. These two images are in Munich, I think. I spent a lot of time in Berlin and traveling in Europe. The next images are from a series, Photos Rephotograph, where I take existing photos of mine and reshoot them in new context. Underwater in Provincetown, Maciek Mika holding up a photo of himself from a couple years earlier. I took that concept to the streets, mainly in Berlin, posting images on the street, of my own images on the street, and seeing how weather or people affected them and then rephotographing them. Also working with nature. I work with nature a lot of my work. Here is a couple portraits I had shot of people and then placed in trees in nature. Most of my work is portrait-based, whether I'm shooting a statue or shooting taking an existing portrait of mine and rephotographing it. Or in my newest project, I've moved into publishing, and I am very happy to share with you my very first book, which I just got a copy of, and it's called One Day in the Life of Daniel Radcliffe. The book is the first in a series of One Day in the Life of books, and this book is about a day in the life of Daniel Radcliffe, detailing January 13th, 2009, while Dan was performing Equus on Broadway, the Peter Shaffer play Equus. And I started around 10 a.m. photographing Dan in bed. It's the first image from the book. Continuing, one other bed picture. Waking up. Getting ready for breakfast. And eating breakfast. This book is, the first edition of this book is limited to 5,000 copies, and one can purchase this book on my website, onedayinthelife.org. And other subjects in the series are other creative people, Rufus Wainwright, Jake Shears, Nadine Coyle, and a number of other creative people will be involved in the series. And I'm very happy to have Dan as the first subject in this series. The book kind of follows the concept formally of The Wizard of Oz, using both black and white and color images. I've always loved The Wizard of Oz as a kid, and I wanted to use that concept in my book, so all the books follow this kind of the real life is black and white and the highlight of the day is in color, the most creative part of the day. And the book also, the thing about the series is each book benefits a different charity. And this book benefits Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, which is a great organization based here in New York. And the subsequent books will benefit different charities. I'll donate a portion of the proceeds of every book sold to a charity. So I'm happy to share with you this first copy of the first edition of my first book, One Day in the Life of Daniel Radcliffe. Thanks for coming by my studio, and I hope you enjoy the book.